Hey everybody, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the AMP Research PowerStep plug-and-play running boards fitting 2019 to 2021 Silverado and Sierra 1500 double cab and crew cab models. If you're looking for side steps that have it all, good looks, capability, flexibility, and a great wow factor, PowerSteps give you all that and more. These are a great way to get some extra access and protection on your Sierra or Silverado with essentially no sacrifice. Now we talk a lot about side steps around these parts, but AMP Research's PowerStep running boards are not your typical side steps by any stretch. Now these are, of course, given the name, a powered step. They're designed to deploy the moment you open the door, and it is a cool party trick. Now the benefit to a PowerStep like these is twofold. When they're extended, they drop much lower than a traditional fixed side step, meaning that you have better access to the cabin. And when they're retracted, they sit up closer to the rocker panels, meaning more ground clearance and a super clean look. In fact, this is about all you're gonna see once they're folded up. Now, since nothing is hanging down or in a low fixed position like in a more traditional side step or running board, having these has almost no impact on your overall ground clearance or breakover angle. So if you are doing some more challenging off-roading or some overlanding, there's less of a chance of these getting snagged on something, and they're still gonna provide your rocker with similar protection to a smaller side step or even a rock slider. Now these also deploy almost immediately upon you opening the door. By the time you've got it opened even a small amount, the boards are down and in their lowered position. And when you close the door, they stay down for about 3 seconds before retracting. Now if you want additional control, there is a manual override switch that you can get that allows you to manually control the boards whenever you want. So if you need to have them down when you've got the door shut to access, say, something on the roof or, a rooftop tent or roof rack or something like that, you have that option. And we do have that switch available on our site if you want to pick that up as well. And these also have a couple more party tricks up their sleeves. The steps feature a 600-pound weight capacity, so they can handle pretty much anything you could think of to throw at them. And they also feature integrated LED lights, a pair for each board, and these are going to help illuminate the ground and the stepping surface, making it safe and easy to access your truck, whatever the conditions might be. And the best part is that this whole setup is plug and play. These are designed to integrate with your truck via the OBD2 port, so no wiring to get the steps functioning is required. You just got to plug a few things in. In fact, the only wiring you're going to have to do, these are already set and ready to go for you. You've got the power and ground pulled out and clipped and ready to roll, and you've got matching ends on the wiring harness as well, so it's about as easy as wiring can get. The steps are constructed using die-cast aluminum, which is finished off with a military-grade PTFE coating. The step surface is a massive 6 inches wide, and it features a textured black powder coating for extra grip as well. Plus, those idler brackets and the motors are pretty hefty as well. As you can tell, these things are nice. They're made of aluminum as well, and they're finished in black too, so they're going to blend in quite nicely. They come pre-lubed and pretty much ready to go, so all you've got to do is mount these and plug them in. Plus, the whole setup comes with a 5-year limited warranty for some added peace of mind. Pricing is about the only place with these where you have to compromise on anything. Coming in at about $1,900, these are going to command a premium price, but they are certainly a premium option. And in my opinion, if you've got the room in your budget for these, I think they make a great addition to your build because they really don't have any other sacrifices other than the price. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should take you around 3 hours to complete. Now again, these are designed to be plug and play, and they integrate with the OBD2 port. You've got the full wiring harness that comes ready to go and plug in. The only wiring you're actually going to have to do again are those LED lights, but it's simple power and ground, and there's spots on the wiring harness for this. You are of course going to have to route this wiring and spend some time getting everything plugged in and ready to go. Otherwise though, everything is just going to bolt right into place on your truck, so you don't have to make any further modifications to get these installed. And in fact, the wiring that you have to do is only relegated to the actual harness itself, so you're not doing any wiring or cutting anything on your truck. With that though, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you will need a drill, an impact, a ratchet, 10 and 13 millimeter sockets, a T25 Torx bit, a 3/16 Allen wrench, a flathead screwdriver, a center punch, angle cutters, wire strippers and crimpers, 1/8 and 19/64 drill bit, a tape measure, the provided zip ties and butt connectors, a marker, and a hammer. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some power side steps on our Silverado, so let's get started. Alrighty guys, so before we can get to the actual truck, we're going to need to do some light assembly first, which involves installing our motor kits onto our motor drive brackets here. So what we're going to do is make sure we have our bracket here in about the halfway position. That's so we can mount it. So you have your full closed and full open. So we're gonna go ahead about halfway right here. Then we have this opening for our gear here. We're gonna go ahead and line up our motor gear with that. This may take a little bit of finagling. Once you have it like that, it'll set right into place and fully seat. And then we can go ahead and grab our 3 provided torque screws. We'll go ahead and get those started. Then we're gonna go ahead and tighten those down with our T25 Torx bit on our impact. We're gonna very easily tighten these down. You don't wanna go crazy with tightening this. You don't wanna crack your motor housing or anything like that. Once that's on and secure, you can go ahead and do the same thing for your other side. Alrighty guys, so now we're gonna go underneath the truck and begin installing our idler linkage and our motor linkage for each side of the vehicle. Alrighty guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and install our idler bracket first. Now that is gonna go on the forwardmost mounting point underneath your chassis right behind the pinch welds here. Now you have these threaded inserts along the vehicle and we're gonna come to our forwardmost set. Go ahead and get this in position. Now you want this just like the motor bracket. You want it about at the halfway point. So we'll go ahead and get this on here and we're gonna grab our provided hardware. This is a bit tricky. Once you get this first one on, you wanna run it in a good bit. That's gonna hold that in place like so. And we'll grab our other 13mm bolt here. We'll go ahead and get that lined up with our top mounting point. And once we get both of these started, we'll go ahead and tighten it down. So to tighten this down, we'll go ahead and grab our 13mm socket on our ratchet. We'll start with our bottom one here. Keep it nice and centered, and that's gonna pull this up flush. We'll go ahead and tighten our upper one. Alrighty guys, so now we're gonna install our motor bracket. Now that one is gonna go on the second to last set of threaded inserts on your body here. So you have the one all the way to the rear. We're gonna go to the one right before that. So go ahead and get this in position. This one we're gonna install the upper bolt first, just a little bit easier. Now this is significantly heavier than the idler bracket, so you wanna be careful when installing it. Don't want to drop it on yourself or anything like that. It's going to hold that in position. So we can grab our other bolt. Go ahead and get that started. And again, we can go ahead and tighten these down. You do want to use you do want to do your bottom one first because that's going to push it up flush to your body. And we'll go ahead and tighten down our upper one. Now once you have it done for this side, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Alrighty guys, so now we're gonna need to come into our engine bay here so we can start installing our harness and connectors. So the first thing we're gonna do is remove the cover for our battery. So these have 2 tabs here, just press those in. You can pull that off and set it aside. Now we're gonna grab our harness here and we're gonna come to our fuse holder. We're gonna open that up. So we'll go ahead and pop this fuse out and we're gonna set this up here out of the way. And that's gonna keep everything disabled until we're ready to fully power it up. So our next step is gonna be to grab our control module here and plug that in. So we'll go ahead and line this up, and these are specific with the terminals here. So you wanna get this in the right orientation. Push your connectors all the way in, make sure that has a secure connection. And for your other one as well. Make sure those lock into place. Now we're gonna take our module and tuck it down between the battery and the body here. Now you can secure this however you want, just as long as it's tucked down and out of the way is fine. Then we're gonna grab our positive and negative terminals, route those over this way. Now for our positive terminal, we're gonna go to this mounting stud here. It's usually open. Grab our provided 13mm nut. So now to connect our positive terminal, we're gonna come to one of our mounting studs here. We're gonna go ahead and remove our 13mm nut here. with our 13mm socket on our impact. Take that off. Go ahead and install our positive terminal, reinstall our nut, and go ahead and snug that back down. Then for our negative terminal, we're going to go ahead and attach that to our negative battery stud. So for that, we'll go ahead and grab our 10mm socket on our impact and remove this nut. Go ahead and install our negative terminal. Reinstall our nut. We'll go ahead and snug that back down. And now we can go ahead and reinstall our battery cover. Go ahead and line that back up. It is going to be a little bit tighter than it was, but it will go on. Now we're going to need to route both legs of our harness. Now the driver's side is going to be the one with the purple and black striped wire. That's going to be for your OBD2 port, so we need to go ahead and route that over towards the driver's side. Now we're just going to get it in the general area for now. Run it across the vehicle like so. Then your passenger side again is not going to have the purple wires, and that's going to go straight down here under our frame so we can route that to the passenger side of the vehicle. So we'll go ahead and take this and send that back down next to our firewall. Now when routing these legs, you definitely want to avoid the drive shaft, the steering column, and the exhaust most importantly, because you don't want to burn any wires or cause anything to tangle and then destroy your entire harness and or something on the vehicle. So you want to go ahead and send this down next to your firewall. Try not to get it tangled in between any other wiring. You may need to feed a good bit and kind of redirect it. And once you get it to a certain point, you'll be able to go underneath the engine bay and grab it and pull it from there. So now we have our passenger side of our harness tucked down through. Now we're going to show you how to do this on the driver's side. The process is the same for this on both sides of the vehicle. So as we've shown you, we've got our driver's side of our harness ran over towards our driver's side. And we're going to go ahead and fish that down through. And we'll also show you how to secure this up out of the way. This part you can kind of make it your own and do as you please, or you can go ahead and zip tie this to these clips here, which we'll do, and just kind of keep it up out of the way. It's not going to hang down towards your engine or anything. So we'll go ahead and do that, but first we'll get it down and through so we make sure we have enough harness going through and don't need any more slack. All right guys, so we've got our driver's side of our harness here at the end of it, and we're gonna go ahead and start feeding that down. Now it's gonna go right behind this big connector here, in between your coolant reservoir and your brake master cylinder. So we're aiming for the spot that is gonna be right by our fender liner. So we can get our harness down here, and these fender liners are felt, so you can kind of move them around and pull back, and we'll show you this once we get it down here. So once we can grab onto that main connector, we're going to go ahead and safely pull our harness through. We want to feed this all the way down through. Make sure it doesn't get tangled up in the process. All right, now that we've got most of it through, we'll go ahead and show you where you're gonna want it to come out. Alrighty guys, so we're down here in our wheel well, and this is to show you kind of how you want this harness to run on the driver's and passenger side. This is the easiest way to get it to pass through. So we got it down here by our fender liner. Obviously we're not going to keep it out here, but what we're going to do is pretty much just tuck it along the edge of our fender liner here. And once this comes flush right here, you can run it along your frame rail, and we'll show you where it's going to go underneath the truck on the frame rail. This keeps it out of the way of anything that might be damaging to it. Obviously it's flush with the frame and the fender liner, so your wheels aren't going to damage it. So we'll go ahead and continue on underneath the vehicle. Alrighty guys, so in the process of running our harness, we're also going to need to have some of our wiring come up into the cab so we can attach our new OBD2 port adapter. So what we're going to do first is remove some of these interior panels to access the grommet that we need to get to bring those wires up into the cab. So the first thing we're going to do is pop this kick panel out. You should be able to just pull up on this. You want to be gentle because these are held in by plastic tabs. You'll need to pull this one out. We can kind of move this one aside. We can also take our floor mats out if you have them. Just pop that out, set that aside. Then underneath our carpet here is going to be a grommet located right here. And then we're going to need to access some wiring through that. Alrighty guys, so the grommet we're looking for is right here under our carpet. It's going to be color matched to the body of your vehicle. Now it's also sealed up with a silicone kind of glue thing. So ours has been previously removed, so it's going to be a little bit easier for us. But at home, the first time pulling those out, you definitely want to grab like a flathead screwdriver or a nice size pair of angle cutters and kind of work underneath it and pry it up because it is pretty stuck from the factory. Now since ours is already off, we'll go ahead and pop this grommet out. And that's going to give us access to the underside of the vehicle. And we'll go under there and show you how to feed the wiring up through. Alrighty guys, so now we're underneath the truck and we're going to show you where these wires go. Now you're going to need the purple and purple with black stripe wire to go up into your cab. Now we have chosen the electronic parking brake grommet to go up through. It's a much easier grommet to go through than trying to peel off the body ones. So we'll go ahead and feed this up through. Now you can reach up into the cab as well and feel it under the carpet. You want to go ahead, pull those wires all the way through. That's also going to pull your harness up and out of the way as well. So you want to make sure that's up like that. Then while holding the slack out of your wires, you can go ahead and reseat this grommet. Now it is going to be much tighter trying to get these two wires through, but we'll go ahead and get that back into position. Once you have it tight there, it'll hold. And then we'll get that back into position like so. Alrighty guys, so now we're gonna wire up our OBD2 plug here. So we've got our plug as well as our wires that we just ran through our body of our truck. We're gonna go ahead and make our wiring connections. Now your kit does come with some butt connectors. However, for ease of install and honestly ease of removal, we're gonna go ahead and use male and female spade connectors. So we'll go ahead and grab our wire strippers. Go ahead and peel back just a little bit more of the sheathing. Then we'll go ahead and install our male spade connectors on our plug side. Doesn't matter which side if you do use these, that you put male or female. Just make sure our wiring is nice and straight. We'll go ahead and install our wiring into our connector. And once that's through, we'll again grab our crimpers here. Go ahead and crimp these wires down. You want to give them a firm squeeze. And you also want to give a little bit of a tug afterward to make sure your connection is solid. And we'll do the same thing for our other one. Okay, now that we've got these on, we'll go ahead and install our female ones on our wire side for our harness. Then again, we'll go ahead and strip our sheath. And go ahead and crimp this down. We'll do the same thing for our other wire. Okay, now that connection is made, we can go ahead and hook these up. So we are going to match our wires here. So purple with black stripe, it's going to go to purple with black stripe. I'll plug that in. And our solid purple is going to go with our solid purple. And once we have that in, we'll go ahead and tuck our wiring in and plug this into our OBD port. Now we can go ahead and plug this into our OBD port, just like so. And we can tuck our excess wiring under our panels here. Make sure it goes under our carpet. Back up here. Tuck it behind our kick panel here. Put that all the way up. Tuck this up out of the way, just like so. So now we can reinstall our panels, so we'll just make sure they're back in place. Lock those down, make sure you get this one back on. Then we can reattach our floor mat as well. Go ahead and tuck this in. Lock that into place with the two tabs. Alrighty guys, so before we get the rest of our harness installed, we're gonna go ahead and prep our LED lighting for our kick plates here. Now, we have our lights, which already have some pre-stripped sheathing. And again, your kit does come with butt connectors. The process is gonna be the exact same. However, doing this at home, you are going to be drilling into your pinch weld, and they'll explain where and how to drill in those. We're just gonna go ahead and get these prepped with spade connectors for now, just to add ease of install. So for demonstration purposes, we're not gonna be drilling into our pinch welds, but we will show you the process. So, go ahead and grab our spade connectors yet again. Get those installed. And crimp these on. Okay, now that we got these on, we'll go ahead and do the female side rather. Those are gonna go on our vehicle harness. So we'll go ahead and strip these out. And we can install our female side of our spade connector. And then once you have these on, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other sets of connectors if this is the method you are choosing. Alrighty guys, so when installing this at home, you're gonna need to be drilling through your pinch welds to run the wiring for your LED lighting through the pinch weld. Now again, for demonstration purposes, we're not actually gonna be doing this. We're gonna run ours under, which you could also do at home, but for the permanent install, according to the kit, you're gonna need to drill through. So you're gonna need to mark the center of each door. So that's gonna be 8 inches back from our bracket here. So you want to measure out 8 inches. You want to go ahead and mark that on your pinch weld. And then from the rear bracket, it's going to be 6 inches from the inside of that bracket coming towards the front of the truck. And then you want to go ahead and mark that one out as well. Then you want to grab yourself a center punch. Go ahead and punch both of those marks and grab a 1/8 inch drill bit and go ahead and drill your pilot holes, and then follow that up with a 1964 drill bit. It's going to open it up wide enough. And then they also come with little grommets. You're going to want to push through those holes. That'll protect your wiring. And then you can run your wiring for your LED lights on your lighting side through that hole, and then go ahead and make your connections to your main harness. Alrighty guys, so now we're back under to our motor bracket, and we're going to go ahead and plug that in. So we've got our connector here on our main harness. Go ahead and get that plugged in. You want to make sure it snaps into place. And we're going to go ahead and lock this safety tab on. And then we can go ahead and install our LED lights while we're underneath here. Alrighty guys, so these lights have an adhesive backing here, so we're going to go ahead and remove the cover from that. Go ahead and get that cover off, and these are going to go on the underside of the rocker panel here in front of your pinch welds. Now if you did drill through your pinch welds, you're going to want to feed those wires through and go ahead and install that grommet as mentioned before. And we can go ahead and stick our light on. We'll go ahead and make our connection. Now you want to match these up, red to red and black to black. And then you can go ahead and do the same thing for your other light and repeat this same process on the other side. Alrighty guys, so now it's time to install our steps themselves. Now we've got our step here, and they have these 2 slide nuts here that have 2 mounting points for each bracket. So we're going to line those up and go ahead and install our step onto our brackets. Now you want to make sure, remember we put this one at the midway point before we installed our motor. We're going to match up that idler bracket to the same position as well. And we'll go ahead and get these on and grab our provided 3/16 Allen head bolts and go ahead and get those in and mount our steps up. These are going to lock right on. And we'll go underneath to make sure our brackets and our slide nuts are lined up, and go ahead and get our hardware started. So now we've got our first Allen head screw started. We'll get our second one in. Just get that started as well. And we've got a 3/16 Allen wrench here. Sometimes these are tricky to get lined up. Now we've got these two started, but we're gonna leave them loose so we can get our other two started, and then we'll come back and tighten all of them down. So once we've got our front hardware in as well, we'll go ahead and again with our 3/16 Allen wrench, tighten down all 4 of our Allen head bolts. Then once you have these tightened down, you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty guys, so now we're back up in our engine bay and we've got everything secured. Now that we know we don't need any more slack. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna secure this up out of the way, up off the engine with a couple of zip ties, which are included in your kit. Now again, you can feel free to kind of route this and make it your own, but for just a simple installation, I'm gonna go ahead and use these retainer clips here. You can fit zip ties through them. Go ahead, run these zip ties. Now when you get them where you want them, you can go ahead and grab some angle cutters and cut off your excess. Then we'll add another one down there. And then you can do the same thing to secure your harness additionally under the vehicle. As long as it's running alongside the frame and tucked up out of the way, it'll be fine. But again, this part you can feel free to make your own and kind of do as you see fit for that. And now lastly, once everything else is done and installed and everything's routed how you want, we can go ahead and take that main fuse, plug that back into our harness here, and cover that back up.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Amp Research PowerStep plug-and-play running boards. This will fit 2019 to 2021 Silverado and Sierra 1500 double cab and crew cab models. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Silverado and Sierra, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.